By the end of today's episode, you'll know all about Steve Buscemi from Fargo and The Big Lebowski, and how he grew his acting career to where it is today. Welcome to the Actor's Career Compass, where we help aspiring screen actors find high-quality auditions, sign with great agents, and book major roles in legit productions. I'm your host, Martin Benson, and today we're going to dive deep on Steve Buscemi, who is known for his supporting roles in major productions like Reservoir Dogs, Armageddon, and even Boardwalk Empire, the TV show. We're going to discuss how he got to where he is today, along with some major takeaways that you can apply to your own acting career. So, Steve Buscemi was actually born in Brooklyn, New York in 1957. He originally worked as a firefighter for the FDNY from 1980 to 1984. And in general, he was always pretty funny. So he decided to try some stand-up work. And he started performing in some clubs around the city. And it actually helped him improve his comedic timing and made him more comfortable in front of audiences. Now, unfortunately, he wasn't super successful at that, but he did start building up some of his network with a number of people in the industry through that stand-up work. Eventually, he got interested a bit in acting and decided to join the Lee Strasberg Institute, where he studied acting. And there, he learned all about method acting and started to understand a lot more how to play complex, deep characters. He booked a few off-Broadway productions, and that started to build his confidence, and it gave him some experience. In the early 90s, he started getting involved with screen acting, and he had performed in some small independent films, and the deeper, complex characters that he was playing started really helping him improve very quickly. And each character was really a challenge for him, which kind of stretched him and really allowed his acting ability to improve quickly. These independent films where he performed were mostly feature lengths, but he only had some supporting and minor character roles. But with each of those roles, because he was so focused on playing those complex characters, he delivered very compelling performances. And it just so happened that Quentin Tarantino, who obviously is a very famous film director, he has always been a big fan of indie films. And he went to festivals where he watched many of them. And over again, he kept seeing Steve Buscemi in these small roles. And every time, the performance that he gave was very, very strong. And so eventually Tarantino really just wanted to reach out. And so he asked Buscemi to audition for the role of Mr. Pink in the film Reservoir Dogs. And Buscemi delivered an excellent audition, and Quentin Tarantino decided to cast him. And because the film wound up becoming a cult classic, this really boosted Steve's fame in the industry. And demand for him shot up, and he began getting tons of audition opportunities and even just being offered roles from all different people. And it just basically one thing led to another, and his career became super successful very quickly. Now, Steve Buscemi's career path, really, I think it highlights the importance of working in indie films and treating them seriously, and aiming to do what you can on the character work to make sure you're not just sort of doing the bare minimum, right? You want to try to stretch your acting abilities whenever you can. The fact is, you don't know which directors care about what. And many great directors and famous directors do go to film festivals to watch independent films. So if you're aiming to consistently deliver really strong performances and play your characters in a more complex way where you really do that homework ahead of time. And this is funny, actually, because a lot of indie film directors, many of them, especially ones who are newer, don't necessarily know as much about directing as they should. And you, as an actor, can actually hold them to a higher standard to make the film even stronger, right? So if you're asking them the tough questions and helping them make certain character decisions if they're not sure of something, that can allow your performances to be a lot stronger. And so no matter how small the production is or who you're working with, A, you can improve that production's chance of getting into film festivals. And B, when it goes to those festivals, it might be seen by directors. And so slowly over time, you'll start to get recognized by more and more people, right? As I always say, it's not about becoming famous. It's about becoming famous to just the right people. So if the right director is seeing you consistently over and over again, delivering strong performances in indie films, it's only a matter of time before they reach out to you to bring you in for a major audition. Well, thanks for listening. Now, if you want to dive even deeper on delivering strong performances consistently, I highly recommend checking out my episode called The Number One Mistake to Avoid in Auditions, which is episode number 44. You're going to learn all about strong acting and how to avoid anything that looks fake or melodramatic. Okay, check it out. Again, it's episode number 44, The Number One Mistake to Avoid in Auditions on the Actor's Career Compass. Finally, if you'd like to get some personalized advice, I'd love to hop on a quick Zoom call with you. We could take a look at where you are, what you're struggling with, and I'll help you figure out some of the best next steps to take. So whenever you're ready, just visit martinbenson.com and you can schedule a time, and I would love to meet with you. Thanks so much. Have a great day.